Studio AF's original league, where pro teams from different regions battle it out to be the AVL champions. A total of 8 teams from Korea, Malaysia, Singapore, EMEA, NA, China, Thailand, and Vietnam will be competing, and the matches will take place at Africa Coliseum in Sangam, Seoul, South Korea. From December 5th to 10th, the teams will be divided into 2 groups and compete, following GSL rules. The winning team from each group will advance to the playoffs, playing in a single round robin playoff format. A total prize pool? No big deal, $80,000. $25,000 for the champion, $15,000 for the runner-up. That's a lot of money. Well, get hyped AF for AVL with Studio AF. We'll see you in December. Bye!
Energy connected, chemistry downloaded, memory uphold the entity. This is the future. Space age crusader, light beam creator. Everybody's in danger. Shining illuminated, took it, I had to take it. Look, mama, I made it. They looking like paparazzi. They see me but never got me. A hard act to follow. You can never copy. You can never slow me down. This the energy they need right now. Here we go, huh? You can never slow me down. This the energy they need right now. I'ma put
Hello, Life is Game on the game with AVL 2023. I am Achilleos. That is William, and we will be your casters here today for the opening matches of the Africa TV Valorant League here in Sangam. I am so excited to get into this. It's been quite some time since you and I have gotten to work together, quite some time since either of us have done any Valorant. So it's good to be back in the studio, and it's good to see all the lovely teams that we have competing in this tournament.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people have been looking forward to this ever since it was announced. We have a stacked roster of teams, and it's for the inaugural, basically, season of the AVL. And it's crazy to think that we have all these players here in Seoul, South Korea, to compete against each other.
It's wonderful to see. It's a great format, and it's just awesome to be able to bring in a bunch of teams from across the board here, around the globe, to compete in this tournament in the off season. So it's awesome, and we have so many teams.
Yes.
As I said, from around the globe. So we'll get ready to take a look at which ones are participating in this. A couple of them were invited. A couple had to go through some qualifications in order to make it here. But you can see Group A looking absolutely stacked from top to bottom. You've got Sentinels, you've got PaperX, Full Sense, as well as DRX.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of just brand power and history and Valorant, these 4 teams, they could have been in any, like, VCT international tournament, quite frankly. And then even in Group B, you've got Fantasy United, Team Liquid, T1, and EDG. So, again, just a really even spread all across the globe. Of course, still pretty heavily Pacific, but we've still got the NA and EMEA representatives here to duke it out. And we have these 2 groups. They're in their own bracket. They've got that double elimination format going on all the way down to the decider match. So, you know, there's still one extra chance even if you lose that opening match.
Exactly. So no one's coming over here just to play one game and go home. This isn't lock-in style. Yep. You get a second chance here in the event, but nobody wants to go home here at all. Even if you're living in Korea already, if you're T1, if you're DRX, you don't want to have to go back to the team house that quickly. You want to be able to win out, because we do have prize money on the line.
Yes, of course, we saw that in the video quite a bit as well. And just as an update on what patch we're playing on, it's going to be 7.10, so we do have ISO available. And we were talking about this earlier, Achilleos, but that opening match, Sentinels versus PaperX,
it could be...
There's a possibility here that we see some ISO.
It could get pretty damn crazy if they decide to bring out the ISO. We'll see if they're going to be ever so bold, but it is there. It is looming, so perhaps we will get to see it. But of course, it's not just ISO to be excited about. Cypher mains can rejoice on this patch because he got buffed out the ass.
Listen, as someone who enjoys Cypher, I've been waiting for this buff for quite some time. But the biggest thing is, of course, basically your trap wires are so much stronger. They persist unless they're broken. And then on the other side, Ray's getting hit with a bit of a nerf as well. So these go hand in hand, obviously. So Ray's not going to be able to destroy those trap wires with the satchels immediately. You're going to have to wait until they're fully armed.
Yeah, I mean, for Ray's mains, this is a bit of a hit. It's a hit for me. Because not being able to just quickly clear that util, also very effective, was very effective against Killjoys. Now clearing out those things like Nanoswarm's alarm bots, especially on Lotus. You think about those seaside executes, way more difficult. And to couple in with that, the judge has also been nerfed. We were kind of talking about this as we were going through rehearsal. It feels like this was a very organized attack on YZ from BBL.
Yes.
They said, okay, he's too strong.
Yep, that raise.
We hate that he eliminated NRG twice.
Oh, so, the classic FNS Masterclass coming in play here.
So let's knock down that raise a peg, and let's also get rid of the judge that he was absolutely abusing. The judge one, I can deal with that. As a raise main, though, the rest of the nerfs, I'm very upset about.
I love the judge, but I do think this is fair. All right, that's how far I'll go. I think this is it's still a pretty strong weapon. It's still quite a strong weapon.
But the biggest question after seeing that is, when for the Odin? When for the Ares, Ryan?
Ooh. Well, the Ares is fine.
Can we cut those down a little bit? Because, good God, a little bit too strong, I still think, with those LMGs. But as we can see, Sentinels are in the building.
Oh, this is crazy. Just to see these jerseys here in this room, in the waiting room, right, that we've had all year here for VCT Pacific. But they're here, they're here in the flesh, getting ready to play here in Seoul, South Korea.
And I think that in all of my years now covering Valorant and also going to international tournaments, I think this might be the first time that I'm ever getting to cast Sentinels. I think that in the past, going back to the initial Reykjavik, going over to Champions in 2021, I don't believe I actually got to commentate them at all, so this is going to be a first for me.
To be fair, you've been around the globe for all the international tournaments, Achilles, but Sentinels hasn't, right?
Well, that's why I mentioned 2021 specifically.
Yeah, exactly. It's been a little beat, but here we go. We have the full roster all the way down to John QT and Zelsis, the new additions coming in. And of course, the big question for everyone has been, what roster are they going to settle on? Rumors seem to be pointing that Zelsis will be playing at this event, but we'll have to wait and see if that continues to be the case here in the off-season.
Yeah, but strong pickups, and what we have seen from them so far in the offseason is, here's our confirmation, Zelsis is going to be in the starting roster instead of Pankata. They have been looking quite strong. They have been, flipping things around with those two players, but overall, I think, this is kind of one of the first times that Sentinels fans have a really good excuse to get excited. I think the last time was at the beginning of 2022, when it was like, okay, they pick up 2 world champions, they look really strong, but this time, they actually look very good from what we've seen so far.
Yeah, and I think that's the biggest thing, is that they've been playing a lot of offseason and they've been looking better and better each time that you've been able to see them. But their opening match is against these guys, the reigning VCT Pacific champions and the runners-up of the VCT Championship overall here in 2023.
Yeah, with a monstrous, I should say, pickup in the offseason for the side of PaperX. Monyet joining the squad, coming over from Global Esport. This guy, the number of aces he was able to pick up while playing controller for Global Esports, a team that had very middling results. It was absolutely astounding to see what he was able to accomplish, even setting a new land kill record for the time, only then to be overtaken by Depp a little bit later on. He is an absolute monster, but we do have similar questions when it comes down to PaperX.
Yes.
Who is going to be playing what with this team? We've seen how hyper-flexible Forsaken can be, so does he just end up leaning back into a double duelist setup here alongside something? Does Monyet go in for a duelist? Do we see Mind Freak picking up the raise? What is it going to be for this squad?
There's so many possibilities, but I think the one difference that a lot of people will agree on is that PaperX, all these players have consistently proven that they are very flexible, and the team overall, that they're willing to work around these position changes as long as their overall teamwork stays the same. Whereas Sentinels, I think, there's still some players that lean pretty heavily towards certain roles, so maybe a little bit less flexible, but PaperX, all those options you mentioned, Akios, are absolutely possible. You got to imagine something is still going to be the primary duelist and the primary opera, of course, but then, sometimes Devi, he's great on that chamber. He can opt just as well. Monyet and Mind Freak, do they go for the double controllers? They have every meta in the history of VCT so far available to them with this roster.
No, they absolutely do. And you can see just the accolades coming into this tournament as well, backing them from the 2023 season. 3rd place over at Masters Tokyo, of course, are champions of VCT Pacific, and then that 2nd place finish over at Champs in LA.
Yeah.
This is a very scary team, and it does feel bad to see Jing kind of waiting on the wings. Yes, he is here alongside them to kind of cheer them on and support them in person, but we won't be seeing him play, we suspect. But with Monyet coming in, it's like, damn, that is still a team that has to be feared.
Listen, as incredible as Jing is, especially on that raise, Monyet brings a style of his own as well across different duelists, and again, more controller options as well. So in some ways, I do think as a team, this puts them on a bit of an upgrade path in terms of overall meta flexibility and kind of future-proofing when it comes to that. And that's what this offseason is all about, right? It's trying to find your own color ahead of other teams before 2024 begins.
Yeah, for sure. But of course, we have our own thoughts between the English casters here, and seemingly we've kind of mind melded for this one.
Yeah.
PaperX, just given what we've seen from them, given that Monyet does feel like just a bit of an upgrade overall, and Sentinel's still kind of finding the groove a little bit, kind of have to go with Paper Rex.
Yeah, I think you have to, right? Even though we have more data on Sentinels and they've been on an upwards trajectory, again, just Paper Rex, their overall style, and also Coach Alex in just being able to meld these guys into different forms and different flexibilities and styles and even different paces, although generally it's all W Gaming. I think that just goes to show that this is still going to be the favored team here in this very first matchup.
Yeah, but even though we are here, we are in Asia, Sentinels have plenty of fans.
Oh, they've been waiting for this.
Yes, they've been waiting for this one. I believe that the crowd is sold out. People still filtering in here on a Tuesday afternoon, taking their seats, getting ready to watch this carnage unfold, which it should be carnage. We'll have to just wait and see, but there's plenty of support, and I believe even Caster Che on the Korean side went with Sentinels to be able to take this one down. So it's not full bias in the arena here by any stretch of the imagination.
I mean, this is an exciting once-in-a-lifetime chance, quite frankly, for a lot of these fans to get to watch Sentinels here on stage.
It absolutely is, but we don't have to wait any longer. It is time. The AVL starts right now.
Ready and willing to do what we gotta do, you cannot stop it. We put in the time, we put in our grind, the rise to top. Hard time to rise. Hard time to rise.
What I think changed the most is our atmosphere is a lot better than it used to be before. I think as a team, we're a lot more energetic. The thing that we have to be the most mindful of, I think, just being consistent with how we were playing with in practice and not changing anything up, because if we do stray away from how we were practicing it, it's going to feel very unfamiliar for us.
Zelzes is like a vibe guy, you know? He really likes, I don't know, just cream. He enjoys playing the game, and playing with him is really easy. So I think that's a thing that I think we needed as a team. Paper Rex, I think there's one word for them. It's unpredictable.
How would I describe them as a team? I would say very chaotic and very skilled.
I think we just play our game. I think we'll just see in the game who's better.
Good luck, right? Good luck. But I don't want to let you win. That's it.
Stop playing with me.
ประสบการณ์ก็ได้มาเก็บเกี่ยวประสบการณ์นะครับแล้วก็ได้เจอทีมต่างประเทศก็น่าจะได้อะไรกลับไปปรับปรุงเยอะครับหมายถึงข้อผิดพลาดหรืออะไรใหม่ๆ
존올센이라는 선수가 있는데 그 선수가 감각적으로 하는 선수라고 생각을 하기 때문에 절대 방심을 하지 않도록 하고 있습니다. 당연히 이길 거라고 좀 예상을 하고 있고 좀 폼이 좀 돌아왔다라는 거를 좀 보여드리고 싶네요.
ก็รู้สึกเบื่อครับเพราะว่าเจอบ่อย
목표는 우승이니까 우승까지 열심히 하도록 하겠습니다.
And here we go. The players will make their way out onto the stage for the very first time here in the AVL. The Sentinels, with second leading the charge, will walk out to the cheers of the crowd.
And there's that vibe, guys. Zelzes is hyping up the crowd right away from the walkout. You love to see it. And we were talking about it earlier, but the Korean fans, they've been waiting to get a chance to watch all these players and just the team of Sentinels and themselves. But of course, I mean, TenZ is going to be that center of attention for a lot of the fans here in Korea. Hope to see him perform today here on stage.
Absolutely. And with ISO available, TenZ headshot kind of goes hand in hand. Maybe we'll see it come through. But against Paper Rex, it's always going to be a challenge no matter what you're trying to pilot. As for the first time, we'll see them walk out here onto the stage with Monyet. A couple of sightings in the off-season thus far, but widely some show match shenaniganry that we got to see there. The 5 duels composition coming through from them. Something tells me we're not going to be seeing that level of silliness here today.
Yeah, maybe not that level of whimsy, but surely they still keep the pace up as they always have. I mean, that is just the color of Paper Rex. And, you know, there were some doubters when it came to how do you replace Jing. But then we all saw Monyet and we said, okay, he's going to slot
that's
right
how you
in
do
there.
it. That's absolutely how you do it.
And Jing coming in on the coaching slot.
They'll take Alex's position. So maybe some silliness, some whimsy still to be seen there. But of course, Jing wanting to be there on stage alongside his teammates, and we wouldn't have it any other way.
Nah, he left such an impact here. It's great to see him still here with the team. I mean, who knows? You know, maybe in a later match this week, we might see him be slotted in for 1 or 2. We'll have to wait and see. But today, it is going to be that starting 5 Monyet. And of course, on the side of Sentinels, it's going to be Zelsis in place of Pancata. And Sentinels, I think they just have so much to prove because they've been grinding away this offseason, building up hope for so many fans. I mean, they literally just created Hopium themselves, you know, recently, and that's on the market. So if they want to build that up, they got to continue to prove that win or lose, we look better and better every event that we go to.
Yeah, and they've also very recently gotten here to South Korea because they've been a very busy team, only arriving a couple of days ago, but having spoken to a couple of the players outside earlier, it seems like everybody incredibly well rested, mentally prepared to dive into this series. It doesn't seem like anybody's suffering from jet lag whatsoever, and that's exactly what you need if you're going to have a quick turnaround from flying into a foreign country and then getting ready to compete.
Yeah, I mean, also, things like that, it's worth getting used to, right? Because once you make it to that international stage, you don't get any extra practice. Second with a little bit of a thumbs down. I love it. I love it. They're vibing right away on stage, and you can tell exactly what you mentioned, Achilles. Nothing is really bothering them here. They're just here to play their game. TenZ talked about it in that opening interview. They just have to stick to what they've been doing so they can continue to improve and look better.
This will certainly be quite the test right off the rip. But I mean, again, just given how stacked this group is, it feels like almost a shame that it feels like, you know, Paper Rex, DRX, Full Sense, Sentinels having two of these teams at the end of the group end up getting eliminated.
It's a shame.
It's going to be a tough pill to swallow, whoever it ends up happening to, but it should also deliver some absolutely incredible gameplay throughout the run.
Yeah, I mean, it had to happen at some point, right? So we'll still get the matches that we want. If anything, you know, we'll get some banger matches right from the get-go. And whoever rises up from the top of Group A surely going to be looked at as some of the more favored teams going into the tournament bracket against Group B. But, you know, that's nothing against the teams in Group B. Of course, we'll get to see them tomorrow. But all eyes on Sentinels and Paper Rex today. Curious about how this map ban and pick goes, right? Because not much data for either. I mean, sure, again, a little bit of off-season for Sentinels, but everything is in flux right now between these two teams.
It very much is. I mean, you know, plug and play different players. Monyet coming in for the side of Paper Rex could completely change the maps that they are comfortable in playing. So we'll have to see where this does direct us and what they end up resting on, as well as what the compositions are going to be looking like. And we will get ready to dive into the map pick and ban, see what we have available.
I mean, I would love to see Sunset at some point, right? Especially with teams being more willing to hopefully build that up. But, ooh, the Bind ban coming out. A lot of respect to our Sentinels because Paper Rex, they're a team that loves Bind themselves.
Yeah.
And
Breeze, okay.
Okay.
Been a hot minute since we've gotten to see some Breeze. Think maybe I had some of it in Red Bull, but okay, there it is.
All right.
Second map pick. Sentinels going for a bit of a home ground advantage, I suppose.
There you
Snapping
go.
up that Sunset Ascent, going to be banned away, split, and very fast order from Sentinels taken out of the equation. Makes sense when Monyet's on the other side. That's where he established all of those aces, which means that Haven will be our decider map here in this best-of-3 series.
Wow, the Breeze pickup here for Paper Rex, a little bit surprising just because we still don't know exactly what the roles look like, but this is a map that your roles have to be pretty strongly defined. You're probably going to want that Cypher. It seems to be the go-to among a lot of teams that are playing recently. I mean, we've seen it at the Game Changers Championship just this past week as well. The Viper continues to be a crucial part of this map. I'm curious how they kind of implement those, what we usually look at as the two initiator roles that have become the meta on Breeze the last time we saw it.
All right, well, now with the map settled, all that is left before we can get underway is to see what the agents are going to be looking like going into this first map of Breeze. So it's been quite some time since we've had it in any real official rotation. And as we take a look, something is playing Yoru for Paper Rex. Moniette still going to be playing Smoke, so it is going to be a double controller, but it's Mind Freak going to Sova.
Mind Freak, Sova, Forsaken, Breach? Wait, something used to play the Breach on Fracture. What is going on here? All right, well, they've been cooking. They've been cooking.
Absolutely.
Listen, Sentinels, very, very standard composition. I think it's pretty straightforward. We've seen that time and time again, but Paper Rex, now, listen, teams have tried the Breach on Breeze before, and it's showed some success. So that part I'm not going to harp on too much, but man, the single duelist Yoru on something, that seems like a bit of a gamble to me.
That it does. I mean, there's just shades of so many different compositions across the board here. There's like old TL running that Breach. Over on Breeze, you've got the old FPX with the Yoru coming through. Craziness across the board. Mind Freaks on Sova. I don't know what to expect, other than that this is going to be a banger first map to kick off the AVL. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and jump into map number 1, Sentinels versus Paper Rex. And here we go. You see, hefty stack over here for the side of Sentinels. John Cutie in the back on that Cypher. Going to see how much value he can get out of it. I mean, with that recent buff.
Yeah, here's the thing is that Paper Rex doesn't have a KO, right? So John QT should just have his pick of positioning every round. In terms of both the Trapwires and himself, he'd no worry about that 0 point. So I'm very curious if Paper Rex, maybe they just choose to avoid the Cypher site every round. But for now, they are going to guess correctly, and it looks like a little bit of a fake here from Something's Yoru as well. Already got that gate crash primed for mid.
Let's see how practiced up Mind Freak Sova is. When we saw Stack starting to bring it out, it was definitely rough around the edges from time to time. But he's going to be kind of the most important person when it comes down to clearing out those trap wires with those shock darts.
Yeah, it's going to be absolutely crucial. And we do see just a bit of movement over by B just to keep people fixed in place, and then something will be joining up. That's one of the biggest advantages that Yoru has, of course, is the fast rotations, even on attack. You can really sell that attack from one side to the other as the main duelist.
Okay, dart goes out, going to get destroyed, doesn't find any pings here as they're playing well back away from the pyramids. Shock darts from Saucy to try and delay, just bouncing him around the corner. Second one will get a nasty tag there on a Forsaken, taking him down to 32 HP. See, everybody pretty much very low HP at the moment here on the side of Paper Rex, but they're looking for a full disconnect post plan.
Yeah, Paper Rex, yeah, I love what Mind Freak is doing here because you know that you're going to need to go for the flank. Sentinels had all the time to prepare here for the retake. It's going to be a timing battle between Mind Freak and the rest of Sentinels.
0 point not catching anybody second, however, going to be able to take down something. Shots coming through. Cyber Cage to try to cut off this axis. They know that Mind Freak is going to be pushing through. John Cutie at the moment watching the angle, gets the headshot. Mind Freak going to be taken down. Have the shock back over on the spike, delaying as much as possible to creep up though. Saucy gets himself tucked in, he's starting to defuse. They're trying to clear him out, but Moniette, he cannot get the kill, gets taken down with covering fire, and the defuse will just come through Forsaken. Couldn't do anything. Defy will still be left standing, taken down at the end, finds himself a 3K. Get a spike plant, but Sentinels get the pistol.
And a big part of this was those shock darts coming out right from the get-go, right? Just chipping away at several members of Paper Rex early on meant that you could really rely on the toxic screen and spam through once you tap the defuse, try to chip away even more. They got some early kills that way. Paper Rex, you had the double flank, and it almost worked. Devi got 2 free kills off of that because they didn't expect a second one, but it just was not enough time-wise. So just Sheriff's still being bought up here for Paper Rex. They want to push the agenda here in round 2.
Let's see how they reply here. This is going to be full Sheriffs across the board. No armor in sight. So very much in danger of falling very quickly here to the weaponry that we see from Sentinels. We're just shotgun just being that Spectre there in John Cutie's hands. The second going to be taken down. The Guardian does get a shot on the Divide, takes him to 35, but the headshot comes across.
Man, you cannot ever count out any of these members of Paper Rex. And Zelsis, he sees the extra tag and he's like, okay, that's more than I bargained for. That was not the agent that we saw earlier. It's just going to hide away. Now, Zelsis is a little separated. If he gets caught here, that's a free Bulldog upgrade going over to Paper Rex.
Holding the close angle. Are they going to be expecting this one? Something checking for the spray. Does manage to find two. Gets the third. The last bullet from Zelsis, taking out the already weak Divide. And it will just be the single kill onto Zekken that is found for Paper Rex as they get swept under the rug.
1 HP. 1 HP for Zelsis, and he holds it down, empties the entire clip, and he's able to get the triple. Good control on the Bulldog. Not something we say every day for that weapon, but it all works out. The aggressive positioning pays off dividends for sure by a clean shot.
Last bullet right here at the end. Divide just swinging in, just trying to get in there. Had he had that little bit of patience, had he been a little bit later on the swing, maybe could have gotten the punish before the pistol came through, but either way, excellently done here by Zelsis, who gets himself about halfway towards that pit. Ping, catching something there for a brief little moment. Second wants to push all the way up here towards the half wall.
I love the adjustment here from Sentinels here on.
Oh, I think he's...
Yeah, I think he
should have spotted
it. Yeah, probably at least saw it on the mini-map there, getting pinged out. So they know that Sentinels, they have an idea that Sentinels wanted some mid-control.
Quick shot, dash away, Zekken. Not wanting to overstay his welcome here with just the Guardian in hand. Can't try to go for any spray downs. Just backs off. Trap wire, though, still set up here at the entryway, but kill is found. Mind Freak taking down Zekken. Got line of sight.
Yeah, how do they deal with these trap wires, though? Again, no KO. Nothing else to break it. I mean, they're just going to jump across it with the Omen for now.
T-ping forward, but the ping still getting a good amount of value here, spotting them out. Still the entryway, though, but John Cutie and Saucy going to be taken down in the meantime. Something wreaking havoc over in mid. Managing to find himself 2 kills, and Moniette will be able to clean up 10s. He's the only one that was able to find an elimination here from Sentinels, so a very strong reply from Paper Rex, only losing 1 player in the bonus.
Here. And the question remains to be seen about those trap wires. I mean, this time they got it just because they were able to flood in. Moniette was able to get a different angle after teleporting across, and they take out the Cypher. Sure, that's one way to deal with it. Oh, clean shot with the Vandal. Mind Freak, his aim seems to be primed up. That's another thing I'm curious about, right? Is Mind Freak probably one of the players that had a bit of an up and down, you know, in the past couple of years here for Paper Rex, but now in a different role. How does that look in terms of his individual mechanics?
Haven't seen much of the Sova on display quite yet. But as far as the rifling is concerned, still seems pretty good. It looks like we will have a pause coming through.
Oh, we'll see if it's a timeout here. Or...
It's a tech pause.
It's a tech pause. All right. It's a tech pause.
Day one, right. We're back in the venue.
Yep.
Gotta work some kinks out. It's all good.
Yeah, but hey, we get through these pretty quickly here. I mean, this is, you know, it's the same venue, obviously different setup, but hopefully it'll be resolved fairly quickly.
Let's talk about that for a moment, because what a setup it is.
Yes.
I came in and I could see the stage, and I was like, oh, this looks pretty neat. Kind of got the little like cyberpunk-esque theme going on here with the stage. And then we saw the opening.
Yep.
And I was like, all right.
You got to see it in action, right? That's when it's different.
It's just, yet again, talked about this all throughout the year during Pacific. Our production just clears.
It does.
Eat your hearts out.
It does.
America's EMEA.
I mean, it looks so good, and I love that you mentioned it. Right, it's so different from watching it. You know, seeing it just in person when it's static. It still looks, you know, it looks clean. It looks pretty. I think you see what they prepared in terms of just bringing in live action.
Well, there we go.
Scanning ahead.
Nice and quick little issue taken care of. As up over the wall, Zekken getting some nasty damage across on the Divide, down to 5 HP.
Yeah, but Zekken not overreaching for that either. I love the control there, just putting down damage. Knows that just by doing that, Sentinels has put the pressure on mid, and that Paper Rex will not be able to take that space for at least another 20, 30 seconds, and especially not, you know, using, you know, any more abilities. They'll have to invest more if they want to take that space. So Sentinels' movement seems very good, very controlled, and very practiced so far here on Breeze.
Always good to see restraint. So doesn't get the kill, but may as well have. Goodbye in a very similar situation compared to that second round.
Deploying drone.
Still could do some damage if given the opportunity, though. It's the drone goes out to spot 10s over towards stairs, looking for a little bit more, but won't be able to catch much else.
Yeah, huge 0 point ties up everyone. They'll just have to walk right in.
Allmight does find Celsius, but that will expire. He's going to be fine for the time being, but as the wall goes down, Celsius swinging back around, keeps himself safe. Takes just a smattering of damage there on the corner. Swings out on the back of the flash, but himself also flashed up just a little bit. Managing to find the second kill, though. Mind freaking something. Both going to be taken down. 10s in the meantime dropped. They find one Forsaken, not ready for second to swing the corner. Takes him out, and suddenly it's just Moniette and Divide. 30 HP between the two of them. Divide just now getting ready to arrive through mid. Celsius pushing forward, Moniette shutting him down, finds one. Divide not getting the elimination. Now is the last one standing. Takes Saucy down to half HP, but cannot finish the job. Sentinels off the back of the tech timeout will be able to pick up a third round win.
Man, I mean, just the practice here for Sentinels. And Celsius, how did he stay alive for so long on site and then gets the double around the corner as well? I just knows what the mission is here for him, is not to give up the space next to the pyramids, right? Make sure that they can still get the double angle from mid. And not only does he keep it safe, he opens it up.
Excellently done, and then Divide, having taken that early damage from Zekin. Not much else that he could do, basically needed to get the headshot there on Saucy. They fall short of that mark. Weapons still going to be able to be purchased here from the side of Paper Rex, but a Bulldog in the mix, half armors across the board for them. So for the most part, though, everybody able to afford their full utility, and now we can see something's going to be opening things up. The gate crash, getting the spot here. Knows the Viper is right in front, but John Cutie, as he tries to pop out, mows him down and also finds Forsaken. Celsius still alive. He's unkillable. And now Divide taken down. Snake by the try to delay, but the ping comes through. Moniette able to find him through that smoke. John Cutie up over the top. Moniette not reading it, gets caught. 3 here for the Cypher, and 10s will finish off the round.
This was absolutely prepared for Sentinels. They were not afraid of that Euro ultimate. They knew that it was available. They still put up the pit because they had the backup plan of the Cypher. Everyone else would still have to walk through the trap wire. There was no way they were going to get across. And as soon as Celsius, calls for help, he says, I'm being seen. They're trying to just pile on me with the Euro, giving their crosshairs. John QT finds something peeping out of the pit, gets the kill. Absolutely impeccable cover here.
Yep, just kind of using that against them because that Euro, they're hunting for the Viper, so John Cutie's like, okay, covering fire. As soon as you say that he's breaking the mask, I am going to go ahead and just spray away, get that elimination. We do have a timeout called now, as Alex wants to intervene. Not happy with the way that this game is getting away from them already.
Yeah, I mean, off-season or not, they haven't really been able to show much of what they've prepared here with the composition, and that's probably one of the most frustrating things for a coach, right? Is, sure, you lose some aim duels, it can happen, but if you're not able to flex what you've been practicing, why you picked this composition, that starts to spell some trouble. And I think the biggest part is Sentinels is not shaken up by the fakes being thrown from something Zero, right? They just stay there. The trap wires are still live. You have no way to take care of that. They have to find a way to deal with it, but that's honestly up to Mindfreak. He has to do it with the shock darts.
Yeah, absolutely does. And Kaplan as well on the opposite side having a nice little chat as we have each coach's respective cameras up on their respective side of the stage. Kaplan likely just saying, good job, guys, keep it up. Just keep doing what you're doing.
Sheriffs across the board with just Marshall here, so still just going for these long-range battles. So Paper X, they still want to focus on some pressure just to break apart the monotony here on B, but if that doesn't succeed, this first half might just slip away.
Classic Omen Marshall pickup.
Yeah, that's how you play Omen, right?
Standard practice. Neural Theft is available, though, for Sentinels. Paper X, multitude of ultimates to try to utilize, but just given the purchase coming into this round, unlikely that we see them invested. Maybe if they can get a couple kills, get the ball rolling towards a round win, we'll see some investment there.
I mean, Paper X is not hiding the fact that they are wanting to take over mid, so I feel like this mid to B is fairly predictable.
Okay. You can just do that. Great headshot coming from Moniette, opens things up, the Cypher gone. That's that Neural Theft, that one ultimate that you had to have some concerns with. 10's just picking the right target. He says, you know what, I play a lot of Yoru. Finds something, but then Mindfreak swinging in from mid. Take him down through the tunnel. Saucy playing back sight, 2 quick kills. Moniette and Divide eliminated. And that is all of the obfuscation, all of the smokes taken away from them. Another one, Saucy, quick on the trigger, finds himself a third.
And this is all just because of that backup timing here coming in for Sentinel. Saucy was so quick, not only with the arrow, but like you said, he was already on site.
They just barely missed each other, but now he's swinging back around, and Second will be able to finish the job. 5-1. not going to be able to pick up this eco. A little bit of damage dealt as they do find themselves 2 kills, but this should be the round that Paper Rex were prepping for during that timeout.
Yes, so you've got the extra ultimates. You even have the operator now on something, so forget the fake outs. Just plant down on one side of the map. Take a look at this replay. That was just a quick, clean shot from Monette.
Yeah, very gorgeous one. Tense just kind of swinging back in. Wasn't able to stabilize and keep himself safe, so does end up falling. But aside from that, Saucy, the cleanup crew coming through. Attack up on Yoru, now in play. Ham is set up, second just going to be dashing away. Monette quite fast enough to get through elbow to get a punish. Just going to be pushing forward as Tense, hovering outside here, the double doors.
Oh, this is hard to predict, though. The double's hard to predict.
Holds it down,
Oh,
Tense.
no.
Finding 2 quick kills. Flash for flash, both going to be blinded. Forsaken, however, going to be able to find his first kill, but he is so low on HP. Has to try to back away, but as he fades out, he gets the kill on the John Cutie. Dart through from Saucy. Does find its mark. Hunter's Fury now crashing across. Saucy on the hunt, trying to nail him down, trying to get this elimination, but manages to avoid it. Now the site going to be taken, but Zels is already in position, wrapping through shop, getting himself pushed forward, and are they going to be ready for this? Monette just now pulling his weapon out, but he is not facing back. Flash comes in. Now they know that he's there. Zels is, however, still managing to find one. Something with the Classic, able to finish the job, but now it's Forsaken with 5 HP. Something with an operator to try to hold down this spike plant.
Yeah, Forsaken just needs to buy time here and just hope it's enough that something only needs 1 kill, because if he needs to get the double, it could get a little dicey. The
Shock dart doesn't hit. Something Forsaken stays alive.
Last player standing.
Now gets taken down. Saucy able to find him. Everything on Something's operator. Can he deliver in this moment? It's just a quick little tap here, and as he swings out, he's not ready for Zekin to be taking a forward position. The defuse will come through, the handoff here onto Saucy to try to get him a little bit closer to that next Hunter's Fury, as Sentinels unrelentingly now move up 6-1.
Wow, I cannot blame the Sentinel fans for having all that hopium and copium all these years, because it's paying off right now in this match against Paper Rex.
It's finally matured.
It took a little
like
while.
a bond.
Yeah, but it's getting there. It's getting there. They look good. I mean, clearly their comms are very clean, because the way the backup is working right now for Sentinels has been absolutely beautiful.
I mean, I should take that back, because the Sentinels fans definitely haven't matured, but
Yeah.
the hopium has.
Yes, yeah. The material has.
We kid. Zekin gonna be blinded. Out goes with a quick shot. Just narrowly missing that one. Fine Freak. Fortunate to be walking away with his life.
Man, I think one thing you have to take away from this match, though, is sure, Paper Rex's composition, there's some ideas, but I feel like you're just getting hard countered across the board here by the traditional composition from Sentinels, right? You've got the KO there with the 0 point. You've got the trap wires. It's just too much.
Yeah. That, and I think just a bit of discomfort from, the sides of Forsaken as well as Something. Typically would be seeing these rolls a little bit inverted. Something swinging around the back. Oh, looks away from Celsius, and that's enough time for him to pivot around. Finds that kill, but it's going to be a 1-for-1 as Monette able to pick it up. He himself, though, low. Smoke expiring. Does get a clear out on that recon darts. The ping won't find him. Spike can now be planted, and Pit is going to be invested.
Yeah, but this Pit isn't the greatest either. It doesn't go all the way in. Through B main.
They already find one. Spraying through. Ten's just fishing for something, looking for a connection. As Forsaken swings around the back, trying to get the catch, and we'll be able to put Ten's down on the floor. Unlikely to be rezzed. As the approach comes through, John Cutie trying to get himself through a main. B-man, I should say. Get himself over onto the site. Pushing forward, just right behind Mind Freak. Eventually does find him. Pit still stands out as he goes up onto the half wall. Gets taken down. Forsaken with 3 now fallen.
He goes
and it all comes down to a 1v1. A classic, but a Pit on the opposite side. Zekin cannot play for this one. He has to just let the spike go off. Paper X will be able to get themselves a second round win.
All right. I mean, even though, obviously, cred-wise, Sentinels, they'll be okay. I think it's mostly they don't want to give away that operator. They know that it's Something who actually fought it first. Devi wanted to make sure he won the round, is going to get sacrificed to the spike. So treasuring the fact that they don't give away the free upgrade over to Paper Rex, I don't mind it. I don't mind it.
Not at all. I mean, really snappy from Zelsis to be able to find that kill. Something just thinking that he was going to stay on that opposite side of the pillar. Really good to be able to pick up that kill. Yeah. And even though they can't get this round win, it's still so much damage dealt to Paper Rex. Pretty much every weapon lost.
Behind me.
Yeah, still just having to stick with the half armors, which quite frankly on Breeze, that's probably where it hurts the most.
Yeah.
All these long range battles.
Second again, off in hand, creeping forward the wall, coming up. He's got the dash, but it's going to be expiring soon. Oh, and he gets the flick up the Moniette. What a shot to take him down. Rolling Thunder crashing across, does get a hit on the 2 here. The knife's now going to be pulled, but they're not flooding onto the site fast enough. They're not taking space. The stuns expire, the rotation's already beginning. Pen's waiting just under bridge. John Cutie, however, going to be taken down. A nice little catch coming through there from Devi in mid. Something up over the top. A quick shot. Saucy will fall, but it's going to be a trade onto the sofas. Second puts those knives to use.
Yeah, my eyes are on Zelsis right now because Devi got 1 kill in mid, but do they suspect the second? And something does. He's got his back.
The timing just a little bit off there. Something now into the ultimate, getting the spot. Devi ready for it. One tap. Tense. Gets the kill, but now all on his lonesome in a 1v2.
Oh, the gate crash primed as well.
He's got the fragment. He could clear that one side. He gets the tank, and caught with a knife in hand. The timing. Forsaken swinging. Manages to shut him down. But that was looking dicey.
They think they're
Paper Rex will be able to move up now 3-6.
Okay, they're starting to figure it out. I mean, Paper Rex, quite frankly, with this composition, that's what you have to do. You just have to pile on. And then you have to use the fact that it's both Yoru and Omen. You have 2 agents who can really hit the back of a site or create these kind of unforeseen angles just to be able to get control of the plant. And they did it these past 2 rounds. So surely we continue to see that. My question is Sentinels, how do you adjust to it? You realize now if you just wait, you're going to be at a loss. Ooh!
Oh, Zekin, the gun barrel showing something. Catches him through the head just on the corner. Look like if he had just held the angle rather than over pursuing for the Yoru, should have been able to actually get the follow-up swing from Mind Freak, but now gets taken down. The operator going to be stranded. They might have the money for one in the next round. We'll have to just wait and see, though, how things play out. Fault line into the back. John Cutie going to be stunned up for a moment. Find one of the trap wires, and something does spot the Cypher.
Time to jump.
Something needs to stay alive here for as long as possible. Okay, he's just going to take the safe route out, realizes there's too many members, but already Devi in the entrance here doesn't spot anyone on stairs or bridge, so he knows the site is clear. Sentinels, they're pretty quick here, but I doubt they're going to flood the site. Surely they just wait for another retake, knowing that it's already been given up.
Everybody is right here. They could just go for a really quick flood retake of this one. Forsaken still going to be hovering forward here, sends out a flash. Playing for time for the time being. Gets pinged out, fault line goes across, gets the spot, gets the headshot. 10's going to be taken down, but John Cutie comes away with 2, Saucy with 1. A 2v2. Now a 1v2 is Mind Freak. Last one standing in the narrow theft reveals his location.
Area.
No darts, no line of sight. Has to just try to rush forward, but he needs to get through John Cutie first, and he can't do it fast enough for Kenny. No! Just off by a second, and Saucy will also finish the job. 7 rounds now in the half, locked in for Sentinels.
An absolutely clutch neural theft, because without that, you would have had to guess so much. I mean, Mind Freak was still going to be at a disadvantage just because of the angle. He had to climb up through the double doors there, but overall, just a clean retake from Sentinels. And I think a big important part is that they were now aware that Paper Rex always likes to hold mid after the plant on A, right? So they understand they have to clear that out fairly quickly. They're able to push through, and then they're able to start the defuse.
Huge 2 kills there from John Cutie. Fantastic shutdown. Start forward again. Second looking to take some forward position here in mid. Orb comes up, something creeping along. Got the decoy. Second, just go for the bait. Sends a shot, but not going to receive the blind, and actually does get a bullet through that smoke onto something.
Something's been using these flashes fairly early on as well, just to try to get some control around the map, but that does mean they don't have as much to hold against the retake post-plan.
Cutting through.
Going back up. Trying to creep across. TP on yet. Moving up there into Hall. Doesn't cancel it, so still is going to be in that forward position. So he's going to be able to find any backstab damage here with that Bulldog. Thunderspirit goes across. John Cutie finding one. Celsius swinging the corner forward here at Pyramid. Comes up with another one. And already the shutdown is looking.
Fury was so good, and Zelsis just kind of eating his teammates Hunter's Fury to be able to swing out in time just as good as well. I mean, Man, their plays are very clean and crisp. Looking better and better every event. Continues to hold true.
Second, finding Forsaken, Mind Freak. Just trying to play for some kills. Trying to get the Hunter's Fury a little bit closer for this last round, perhaps. I don't know. Either way, creeping forward, doesn't have much time. Looks like we'll just be squatting in mid.
10 seconds
Get a kill
left.
if you can, and otherwise just hold on to the Bulldog.
Yeah, I mean, you're at 0 creds anyway, so, you know, your teammates can buy, you know, something with the half armors, but Mind Freak, he's going to want to hold on to that one. No!
Oh, and he's found. Saucy approaching from Nest, gets the catch.
Last round before
Nothing
the switch.
will be retained. Paper X, the best they can hope for now is an 8-4 half. Great catch. That backstab attempt from Moniette just not given the opportunity to really find anything.
I mean, just look even in those couple highlights right there, just the angles they're holding off of each other. Again, being so aware of the pressure that Paper X continues to put on mid. I mean, we're down to the last round of the half, and Paper X, I think it just goes to show that they haven't been able to crack the code here against the defense of, you know, the Viper, the KO, and the trap wires from the Cypher.
I mean, full swing around here through elbow at the moment from Paper X. So we'll leave 2 to try to linger back through B main. And trap wires could cause concern. Second, already sending out that op shot as a bit of a warning. Fault line will stun up onto a few. Stay stuck back by the box, and Saucy shutting down the approach. Something's gone. Divide will be able to find second. Jet now on the floor. John Cutie, however, still trying to anchor the site. He's going to be good for one before falling, but Saucy is still here. Gets a catch on the one, spots the shoulder of another. Forsaken taken down as 10 sprays the wall, and now it is all on Divide. Swing around, Zelsis coming in from behind, and Divide not ready for it. Falls, and Sentinels will get the defuse and get themselves a 9-3 half.
Wow, what a showing from Sentinels off the bat. 9-3 half in the very first map of the opening match here at the AVL. And absolutely in control the entire time, even the couple rounds that Paper X got. I mean, it was, you know, there was one that was saved, you know, the second with the op save, things like that. And quite frankly, I think Paper X, they looked flustered, right? They just didn't have an answer for the Cypher, and they constantly just wanted to go for these double angles. They assumed, okay, well, if we pinch from both sides, we should be okay with the Omen and the Yoru, but currently today, Sentinels, I think you're right, Achilles. There's no jet lag. There's no concern about their condition because they all look crisp in their aim as well.
It's also just, you know, with that early timeout coming through from the side of Paper X, Alex not wanting to have to burn both of them in the first half. Now, though, their work certainly cut out for them. You know, 9-3, yeah, curses, whatever. But given the form that we're seeing at the moment from the side of Sentinels on a map that has historically, granted, you know, pre-changes, I should say, has historically been a bit more attacker-sided.
Sure.
This does not look great for Paper X, especially considering that this was their map choice.
Yeah, that fan on the left for a moment wanted to switch over to their 10 side right there. Yeah. They've got both prepared. Something not on the breach this time, going for the Euro. Again,
they could just change PCs.
They
we are on land. Just change position.
I mean, that's what they used to do as well, right? It's Forsaken on the Euro. Something was playing the breach on, you know, over on Fracture. I'm curious, you know, what happened during the scrims to result in this type of change up here.
That's what I used to do with my friends when we have a LAN party and we forgot to swap champions when we were just landing a 5-stack in League of Legends.
Yeah.
To be like, oh, I'm not trying to play Cassiopeia. I want that Ezreal, and we would just change PCs.
There you go.
The only complication would be like, oh no, you have Flash on F.
Oh yeah, ooh, I can't do that.
Yeah, no. I'm a D Flash guy.
Yeah, absolutely. Flash on D.
Superior race.
Faker is wrong.
Yes. He's right about so many other things, but that one he's wrong. Right now, everything going ever so wrong for PRX. So can they get the run back? I mean, we say it so much, it feels very overplayed at this point, but it absolutely does have to begin with this pistol.
Yeah, I mean, it does. It's just a fact, right? And we'll have to see. Now, I will say, I think their theory is a little bit easier on defense compared to their attack, right, in terms of composition. You don't have to necessarily always try to bulldoze through those trap wires or anything like that. Of course, the gate crash is going to pay off even more here on defense with the rotations. But to do that, you're going to actually have to push out, just like you are right now. Put some pressure on. Make sure Sentinel stays tied up.
Just the opposite side of the wall here. Second, the flash over the top, and it's just going to be the gate crash out. Something thought that he had the turn away. So I believe Forsaken hearing that drop down from Zekken, who now does have the dash popped. Wants to try to get line of sight here through tunnel, I should say. The fault line will send him packing. Something, however, quite a bit of damage. Knocked down to 13. Somehow none of his bullets getting a connection.
Yeah, I mean, just panicked and tried to spam it as he was exiting out. So no damage traded, and man, that did not pay off for Paper Rex. They're not the ones who put the pressure down in mid. They're now the ones who has to watch mid and making one of their sites weaker. Thankfully, it's only B that's been weakened out. A still stacked here.
Going over the top, spotting 2 over towards yellow. Second pushing forward, not buying the bait there from the Yoru. Swing around the corner, something, trying to steady the aim, but he cannot. John Cutie takes him down. Cyber finding a kill, but now going to be traded out as Forsaken comes up with one of his own. The pullback again, full disengage on the post plant. No bites available here from the side of Paper Rex to try to zone them off the angles. Saucy tries to hold it down, but Forsaken comes up with a third. Second finally getting the headshot, but 30 HP remaining from him. Needs to get these connections, but can't quite make it happen. Tries to get the diffuser, cannot. Paper Rex will, in fact, be able to tie up the scoreline in pistols. 1 for 1 as Tens nearly gets himself a third kill on the back end.
Yeah, a huge play here from Paper Rex, right? John Cutie, the push out, I like it when you're trying to start the defuse, but then he tries to over-aggress a bit more just because they know they didn't have much more space. They didn't already have someone on the rotate, so he's wanting to expand the site just a bit longer for his own teamites. Gets caught there at the end of the day. That means everyone has to exit through main, and that's where that breach comes into play. The fault line was so good.
Huge. I mean, it was a really rough beginning for Forsaken in particular. Solid without a kill for the longest time, but now it's a great start. Fault line in with some flashes, something instantly taking down Zekin. That's a lot of the entry power that Sentinels desperately need. As Forsaken just fishing through the smoke will also find Celsius for his troubles.
And that gets him that aggressive ult orb as well. Over on A main, I mean, you gotta imagine if it's not mid, that A main control oftentimes is gonna be the big highlight, especially with the free ult orb.
Now for Sentinels, what do you do? No spike planted, so have to go somewhere. You have to play this into a site.
Yeah, I mean, I think they were waiting, hoping for a free shot, but if not, you just kind of have to walk it in, and I think that's what you do. It looks like they're prepped to go for A. They don't want to deal with the toxic screen on the walk-in, so you just creep in, no sound. If you can get a pick, great, but if not, this round, you kind of have to send it home.
And walk it in is kind of like a softer run it down.
Yeah, actually.
It's not a full int, but a little bit more of a casual one. But it has economic implications, so it's okay. Dart will be cleared, but it already gives all the information. You know that they're going to be playing alongside each other, just given the situation here. So Forsaken does get taken down quite low, and Tens will be able to finish the job with that shot, but he's swiftly dealt with here. Mindfreak does have to go for a reload. Yeah, be able to find another one. John Cutie with that kill, damage dealt. One more kill found. Would be pretty devastating for the side of Paper Rex.
They got to get that Vandal.
They pick it up.
Be able to get it.
Yeah.
All right,
Just in time.
Yeah, they were able to stop the bleeding here from Paper Rex in terms of economic damage done to them. They still keep the 2 Vandals. They had a Guardian as well. So the biggest firepower is still kept. But they all bought up to rifles, right? We got to remember that.
Yeah.
They're making come around in the future where that comes to bite them.
Monyet just going to be coming in with the Sheriff, it would seem, into the next one. But, I mean, a fantastic start. That's the aggression that we want to see, the nice little synchronized plays from Paper Rex to get things going. Good punish. Just got a little bit wonky at the end. Sentinels players, obviously, given the firepower that they've shown today, to be respected when they have those Sheriffs in hand. Something even with that extra pierce on the Guardian, not able to find the 0 point through the box.
And Sentinels, I think they understand Paper Rex. They want to continue to push out with the gate crash, force Sentinels to play slow. So now they're doing their own to just constantly counter it, whether it's with a flash drive or a 0 point. And they look like they're ready to just jump right through A from mid if they so choose. They see that it's empty.
Saucy checking. Doesn't spot this push coming through from elbow, but we do have something and Monyet on a double approach.
Sentinels they're playing so scared, right? I mean, they don't want to lose against this bonus round coming out from Paper Rex, but time-wise, they may get trapped here.
Something up over the top, able to find one, but can't drop down off the wall. Monyet will be able to recover the weapon, but Divide going to be taken down at the same time. Caught, yeah, now Celsius getting involved, cleans things up, and that breaks the B site completely and utterly open. Is John Cutie on this lurk? Might just be able to get the backstab to finish the round. Finds one, Forsaken. Now the one left standing. Doesn't get the headshot. Finds himself in a 1v3, pushing out through mid. Not fast enough to try to get the catch on anybody.
Spike planted.
But now how do you even pick your angles here?
I mean, they've got everything covered. They even spot him here in mid, so Saucy's just going to wait for elbow. You've got the 2 in back sight. Forsaken, the only way he wins this is if he swings out and gets the absolute clean headshot onto Saucy here.
He's ready for it, but does take more damage in response. Now just changing up his decision-making here, backing away.
Yeah.
It's just going to be a hold on the weapon.
Yeah, I mean, sure it's your bonus, sure you have the creds, but it is a Vandal, so no reason to just throw it out. So Forsaken just going to go for that hold, and I think a big part is no one from Paper X expected the entire team of Sentinels to be in mid, right? You got the one pick, you thought you could regain some control, you thought maybe they'd have to send some more abilities out to try to regain mid control, so Monyet peeks out again and sees Celsus just on the top of the wall way too quick for his own predictions.
I guess something maybe didn't have a gate crash set up to try to make that quick exit once he had gotten the first kill. He was just trying to drop down, but ends up getting picked. But with that round win, Sentinels, they get themselves up to double digits now. Still potential, though, was the bonus. And we come in pretty much equal across the board. Everybody with light armor, everybody with a Vandal in hand. 2 ults. However, it's still here for the side of Sentinels.
Standing ahead.
That null command absolutely could be used here on the site exec.
Yeah, so mid being completely empty by Paper X means they got to hold on to this main control if they want any semblance of map awareness. So that's going to be a double stack in A main.
Sure, they get the... Okay, nice shot from Divide to find second. Now the fault line stun just trying to delay. They're wary about that push-up coming through from double doors. They buy themselves some time. Aftershock even invested. Tense. It's a little bit of damage from it. The drone will fly. Dealt with here. Forsaken has to back away.
Yeah, you've still got something on the Euro watching for mid through tunnel, so Paper X should have a pretty clean idea once the attack progresses here in A main.
Jump spot from Monyet. It was relatively unpunished, knocked down at 85, but now the null command going to be coming through. Forsaken, if he can find one kill, would give him that rolling thunder, but with the null command ticking across, he has to wait for that to expire.
Oh, but the flashes were too good. So much time has been spent here.
Paranoia bought them a hell of a lot of time there from Monyet. Continue to just jiggle out, and the null command's going to be expiring here very soon. Pop flash out of the cyber cage, not finding much of anything. Is John Cutie going to be taken down? Forsaken now, ult online with Saucy falling. Seems like it will not be necessary in this round. Celsus will come away with one, denying the flawless round from Paper X, but they will be able to answer back after dropping the bonus and move up to 6.
You know, something I just can't get out of my head watching Forsaken's breach is that he will not hesitate to use that fall line. He hears one and he's like, okay, well, you're stunned. I don't know about, yep, I don't know about anybody else, but you are absolutely going down on this trade.
Yeah, just any inkling, any suspicion that there's somebody in a location, he's just going to be sending that through. Great opening kill, though, from Divide. And I mean, with second falling, that's all of that mid control that Sentinel were spanning out to try to acquire for themselves, just taken away. But what a run back here from Forsaken. Now top ranking for the team after being 0-6, I believe, at the start.
Yes. So he's clearly risen to the top. Defense working a little better for his breach here on Breeze. And I would hope that for Kaplan here on the Sentinels timeout, they're talking about, don't worry about mid too much, right? I mean, Paper X is clearly just waiting for us to use all our abilities and peek out. We don't have to pressure it. You know, maybe just keep an eye on it with a Cypher Cam or something like that. You know, maybe peek out of elbow just to put some pressure on, but don't have to fight for it because this has given up so much space through both A main and tunnel here on B that Paper X can just sit back and play to their advantages of waiting for that duel to happen and then pile on with a breach.
It's just a little bit off the mark on this attack side so far here from the set of Sentinels, but Kaplan with the first break pump here of the match for them. It's going to look to get them right back on track, and Sentinels still have one additional timeout that they could use in this half if Paper X continues to get closer and closer to running this one back. Rolling Thunder still going to be available here from Forsaken, having not needed to commit it into the last round. That neural depth as well from John Cutie could be a big opener for them if they can get that initial kill.
Oh no, are they going to use it off the bat here?
Sure not, just the fault line. Flash to the cyber cage, they're rushing this one down. John Cutie gone. Forget the neural depth, he just didn't stand a chance.
And the gate crash right out as well. And this is where the Euro shines, because normally what you would do if you're on attack is you see, okay, it's like 2-3 people pushing out, hard hit on A, but they know that the Euro gate crashed out. They don't know to where, so now they have to regain control. Sentinels has been slowed down once again here in the second half.
I just jump spawning here, backside. Ready with a bite to try to slow things up on the approach. Forsaken as well. 2 flashes, the Aftershock, basically the full kit available. Shouldn't be too much longer for that next fault line to come up.
Sentinels knows this has to be quick.
Okay, dash up, standard entry here from second, drops down, and Spy instantly finds his head once again. Spy has just been the second counter, but Celsius, he's the one that's able to find Forsaken. Now that's so much of that defensive utility taken away here from Paper Rex.
Something wants to go the long way around just in case, because there's still 40 seconds. So right now, the members of Paper Rex URB, they have to stay alive.
Divide trying to find the shot, as is Mind Freak, but Sasi at distance with the Bulldog, able to find the kills. He grabs the orb. He now has a Hunter's Fury online. Something around the back, however, will make sure that cannot come into play. Crash available, but Moniette brings it now down into 1v2, and Tens only has a Sheriff in hand. It would have to be headshots, but it's not going to happen. Something will get himself a third as Paper X continue to claw their way back through.
An aggressive hit here out of B, off of the timeout. You know, they just say, okay, well, what's the best way for us to find information on what the plan is after timeout? Let's push out. Let's use the fault line. Let's use the flash. Get the free kill. Sentinels, I mean, the way they adjusted, it's probably the best they could have done, right? Go for the hard hit on B after a bit of a pause.
Yeah.
But the early kill coming out from Devi shuts it down.
And it's just great timing from him, swinging just ahead of that Sova ping coming through. Manages to get the catch onto second, is just not quite ready for it. Why clear the dart when you just kill the player that's trying to kill you?
And here's the op from Something as well. We've seen that in times past with the Euros here on Breeze to great success.
Poison's off.
Shout out to Bazzy.
Yep, shout out to Bazzy. But, you know, it only works if they come to you, right? So currently that's not in the books.
Which was Bazzy's problem.
Yes.
DRX just knew exactly where he was every single round. So now it looks like, again, going to be pretty hefty on the B hit. He's going to push forward, sends out a warning shot, but nothing spotted. Second, however, tucked away here on site. Gets spotted, Divide, guns him down. Hunter's Fury crashing across Sasi, able to find him on yet. Going to be taken down at the same time as John Cutie finds a kill. Celsius on the lurk, catching Forsaken off guard. He still cannot use that ultimate. Something rushes forward, jumps out with the signature shorty. And gets the kill, bringing this now into a 1v2. Hero Depth comes across, Something has to get himself out to safety. Tucked in behind the half wall for now, is the pit now going to be invested. Hunter's Fury going across, just trying to hunt. Spike still not yet planted, but Mind Freak coming up short. Doesn't manage to find any connections, and Sasi at back sight. Peeks out, catches something unawares. Celsius on the lurk once again will find Mind Freak. Plant can come in, Sentinels stop this minor win streak here from Paper Rex, and now they move up to 11.
Dude, as a Euro enjoyer, my heart was beating so fast when I was watching Something. I was like, you don't have a way out. I mean, what are you going to do? You're in between two Sentinels players. He just says, well, I just whip out the shorty. I mean, it's an easy answer.
My way out is through John Cutie's torso.
I mean, he was getting so much information, but at the end of the day, Paper Rex, they didn't already have the angles ready, right? So even though you had something going for the pings, no one was there to get the quick trades.
Forsaken again, just getting caught. That Rolling Thunder that's been available for the last several rounds, just not being able to be utilized at all. Great work there from Celsius on those lurks.
Oh, mid-control given up for free from Sentinel, so that definitely seems to have been an adjustment from the timeouts.
Okay. Moniette, bold. Absolutely bold going for the second jiggle, but he gets more information.
Not ready.
Start can be taken. Gives second his knives. It looks like that's exactly who it's going to. As the drone comes through, gets the ping. Moniette has to back away. John Cutie in the meantime going to be found something. Getting that kill over in mid.
No, they can't come in now. They
Flashes
have to
dissuade.
They have to regain.
Something is down to 5 HP, so very close to trading this one out. Is Forsaken going to get caught again? Celsius managing to find him, and Something pushing forward in towards Shop. Ends up getting taken down, and suddenly the man advantage is here for Sentinels. Devi, he's trying to take a forward position on this one. The flash, he tries to get ahead of this one, but can he break the corner? Gets himself out, holds on to a bite, up over the top, manages to spray down one, but cannot steady the aim to find Sasi. Two players to swing out. Mind Freak trying to hold the line, but cannot. Gets taken down. Now it's all on Moniette. The 1v3 to clutch.
Spike planted.
Tens at 5 health. Celsius at 85, but Celsius still stands tall. Sentinels move up to 12. Map point.
Celsius is more than just the 5 guy, that's for sure. He has been so strong on these lurks, getting the pickoffs against crucial members like Forsaken. in the timing that they need, even finishing off the round as well. Even though something wins that fight in mid, they're not prepared for the double lurk. Zelsis regaining control of mid, makes the call to rotate all the way over. They know that they're pushing out from A main as well. That means that has to be the heavier focus. And Sentinel's adjustments to every single trade has been perfect in that past round. Now that Rolling Thunder is still available, Forsaken just not finding an opportunity to use it.
Something spotted, just going to gate crash out, but I think that actual follow-up ping does reveal where he jumped back to. Neutral position, so not too much information gained for them. With the pit in play over at B, seems like Sentinel's not wanting to try to push through this one. Given the drones already used. Once again, we'll look to just try to take some space over here towards mid. John Cutie spotting Monette.
He's just
making some shots his way, but I mean, this is double presence here over in A-main, and Forsaken just gunned down, second on the swing.
Oh, I love the adjustment as well. You know that the Viper's in the pit. You saw one peeking out of tunnel. You saw Monette already watching for A main. You knew the Euro teleported back. They kept all of that information in their brains downloaded.
Zelsis tucked away once again, going on the lurk. Is it red? Yes. Mind Freak, great awareness. Says, yeah, I play some Viper as well. And manages to take him down. And that's going to be a weapon picked up from him, so does get the upgrade. Mind Freak, though, does end up falling, so upgrade now abandoned. 3v4.
They need to clear a second before Divide can start to swing out here.
The map on the line. Divide able to find Sassi, but second, holding at the half wall, comes up with two. Dash reset, Divide not ready for the push-up from John Cutie. And 13-7, Sentinels will take the opening map here of the AVL against Paper X.
An absolutely huge win here for Sentinels. Of course, just the first map, but a great start. Coming all the way over around the globe here to Seoul, South Korea. Their first time getting to play here in Valorant. And it's a great showing. And a big part of it, again, I think it's just the way they were able to keep that information, and a huge benefit, or helpful factor to that was Zelsis. Just his positioning, right? His lurks is always reinforcing the information they got at the beginning of the round, allowing the rest of the team and John Cutie to make the right calls for, at the 1 minute mark, at the 40-second mark. Really good breeze here from Sentinels.
Absolutely. Very slow beginning there from the side of Paper X. Sentinels just riding that momentum. Yeah, do get disrupted a little bit in the second half at the beginning, but once they found their footing, Kaplan kind of intervening with that timeout, we saw them just be able to come back in, run those 3 rounds consecutively to take the win. So a monstrous performance here on Paper X's map pick to go ahead and kick off this best-of-3 series with a win.
Yeah, Paper X, meanwhile, this was one of those maps where they seemed to get caught up in their own pacing, right? And I think a big part of it was they had to start the attack. They couldn't figure out the Cypher, and they were like, well, we just got to go for fights. Got to go for more fights. I mean, that's one of the downsides of a composition like that. It looked a little bit better on defense, but Sentinels was able to slow things down, pump the brakes. And also just great to see all 10 players, though, in terms of mechanical aim, they seem to be in great condition. So, we can really focus on the overall team play and how the team looks overall.
Yeah, I mean, we kept talking about, Zelsis, about John Cutie, these, huge impacts that they were having, the lurks from Zelsis, but Sassi, kind of the not quite so quiet carry coming through from this, but a monstrous performance from him on that signature Sova. 20 kills, only 8 deaths, 4 assists coming through. A phenomenal performance from him. And for a career debut on Sova for Mind Freak, having to go up against Sassi on that maximum comfort, that's rough.
Yeah, that is hard. And we could tell, while Mind Freak, sure, his gunplay was on point today, you kind of had to wait for the perfect opportunity to use your utility, whereas Sassi was just free-firing whenever he saw an opportunity to shoot out those shock darts and, of course, the recon as well. Yeah. Paper X, again, in terms of the duels, the first kills are in their favor, so they weren't shying away from that. But the overall strategic maneuvers, a little bit ahead here for Sentinels.
Yeah, I mean, you can see just the retakes from Sentinels, so good. Post plans from Paper X, not looking great at all, not even a 50% win rate in that regard. But as mentioned, Sassi coming up big here for the side of Sentinels.
Yeah, wow, 20 kills, only 8 deaths. I mean, that is what you want to see from your initiator, right? They are picking up those trades and not dying till the end of the round. You love to see it. Again, Zelsis and John Cutie, huge impact. And Tenzin, they were doing what they had to do in their positions. They still had some really great duels against the members of Paper X. This just sets us up for an even more exciting map too, which should be Sunset here coming up with a pick from Sentinels.
And who knows what this is going to entail for the side of Paper Rex. We have a lot of questions about what they're going to be bringing out. They already surprised us quite a bit on Breeze. With Sunset on the horizon, who the hell knows what they're going to be doing. But guys, we're going to go to a quick little break, let the players cool down and get ready for that second map. Sunset is on the horizon, so don't go anywhere. The action continues in just a bit. Checking for the spray, does manage to find two, gets the third, the last bullet from Celsius, taking out the already weak Divide. Getting back around himself safely, just a smattering of damage there. On the corner, swings out with the back of the flash, but himself also flashed up just a little bit. Managing to find the second kill though, Mind Freak and something.
Barely predictable.
Okay. Something, but that Mind Freak swinging in from mid, leaking down through the tunnel. Zazi went backside, all the obfuscation, all the smokes taken away from them. Just barely missed each other, but now he's swinging back around, and second will be hard to predict, though.
The double's hard to predict.
Holds it down,
oh, no.
Find two quick kills, flash for flash, both gonna be... Wall coming up. Got the dash, but it's gonna be expiring soon. Oh, and he find any backstab damage here with that Bulldog. Where he goes across, John Cutie finding one, Celsius swinging the corner forward here. Around Celsius coming in from behind, Divide not ready for it. Paul taking down at the same time as John Cutie finds a kill. Celsius on the lurk, catching Forsaken off guard. He still cannot use that ultimate. If something rushes forward, jump.
Yeah, I like this. First off, you need to notice I'm close to the sun, looking like Ian Moses. Bet I keep it going. How do I see it, man? I seize the moment. Give me the water, cause the seeds are growing. No naysayers, I'm singing the hooks that Nate gave us. Regulate, but never wait. I walk in great favor, never hate. But setting pace for all the late neighbors. Set a date and get away, could be a lifesaver. Truthfully, my eulogy done beautifully. Still walking the sun, I tan good there. ties with any party. Do you feel offended? You should know it's a given. You should know when you're the Lord of heaven and earth. Nothing in the works removing you from your turf. Nothing they say is changing in your reverse. The gates of Hades ain't prevailing against the church. That's my Savior's words, and I stand on it. First class stamp, getting amped 'cause I bank on it. Bro got sick, I called mom to lay hands on him. Couldn't fly out, I had to tell her go handle it. Facts, no rambling. Still walk with a son every day. They can't cancel him. Look at all the challenges. Look at all the people trying to walk in there arrogant. Really quite embarrassing. The marathon continues like salmon. Them gone.
Keep fighting the fight. One day you will win. Keep fighting the fight to fight again. Keep fighting the fight. One day you will win. Keep fighting the fight to fight again.
Bible verses greater than my verses that I fight against. Faith can move a mountain, still my flesh is what I'm fighting with. I fight against the slightest chips on shoulders I confided with. No, they want an L, but I see more windows than a pilot trip. My God has been my guidance in my darkest times that I'll admit. Money can't be my God, 'cause changes come, that change I'm tied in with. I bind it with those times I spent in a room with thoughts my mind ascend. They laughed at the dreams I couldn't pay attention, couldn't kill my vibe, I vibe within. You don't know God till you seen the bottoms, how you know my king the highest. 8th grade, quit sports, I was down to run a blitz just to get the whole team acknowledged. Where I'm from is to say a little grave, told mama I wanna go be somebody. I'm alive on a mission by the grace, I'ma get it, it's a miracle to sing goodbye. And my goals big, giving everything my focus. I won't stop, they know this. I'm on the gas, no coasting, so God saw you, if nobody else noticed. You made it through those storms, now I pray you keep it focused, not on work, not pursuits. I'm talking soul, I'm talking truth, talking Christ gave up his life. I'm talking chose, I'm talking you. By the cross we made new, by his stripes we are healed. Name a story, greater story, where the innocent is killed for the bill of the ill. But the darkness shall not reign. On that day is blurry and red, and all of heaven screamed his name. Every thorn that filled his crown, every step was filled with pain. From across his body hung, and from that cross was saving grace. Forgive us, Father, we knew not that this king was here to stay. This kind of love, a mighty power, took the keys from every grave. It's the king, it's for him, it's his glory, it's his fame, it's his church, it's his bride, it's the cross, it's his stage. It's for him, it's for Jesus, it's for hope. People need him, be the hands, be the feet, here on earth, be the kingdom.
Keep
are back. It's time to go into map number 2 here as Paper Rex. Selecting Breeze from map number 1, only able to pick up 7 rounds. Sentinels come out swinging, and they look damn good. I love Zelsis as well, my friend, because that was a hell of a performance from him on that Viper.
Yeah, just really, really impressive play here from
Shout out to
Zelsis.
Jing's mom.
Shout out to Jing's mom. Always here to cheer on Jing.
Doesn't matter if he's on stage or not.
Exactly. Well, he was briefly, he did the coach walkout, so.
But hey, he's on stage now. Look at this.
Okay. One more dance. All right,
Yep.
all right. We'll see how many times we can extend this, but.
Champions was just a setback. It's not over yet, ladies and gentlemen. Jing is back on stage.
Man.
And as we get ready to go into sunset, as he gets ready to ride off into the sunset, I think we know what he's going to be playing.
It's got to be raised. It's got to be raised, nerf or not. I mean, that's his agent. And man, I think we all around the world, we all thought, man, it's going to be so sad that we can't watch any more Jing. But guess what? You can at the Afrika TV Valorant League.
So if you have any friends out there that said, you know what, it's too late to watch the stream, I'm just going to sleep, I'll have to just catch up. Well,